In today's video, I wanted to take a look at a depth option for the New York Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Before we get started today, just want to mention that you can follow on socials at Matt O'Leary NY, and also hope that each and every one of you who are a father out there have a happy Father's Day. Thank you to all the Jets dads out there. So in today's video, I'm going to take a look at someone who the New York Jets could add to their defense for some extra depth, and that person is John Johnson, who has spent the last 2 years with the Cleveland Browns. He is a free safety, and yes, the Jets just signed a safety, but I think it would be interesting to add another into the mix. So Johnson's 28 years old. He spent the first few years in the NFL with the Los Angeles Rams before playing the last 2 years with the Cleveland Browns. Over the last couple of years, he has experience at strong safety, he has experience at free safety, but more often than not, he is playing free safety, and that's what he's best known as. He was very good in coverage last year, allowed a 77.7 passer rating allowed, 270 yards and 1 touchdown. Again, a solid guy to have on the back end. And, you know, like I said, he's one more of that traditional free safety, which I think is, you know, impactful and a good thing. And he only allowed 1 touchdown last year. He's not the guy that he was with the Rams, but you don't necessarily need that. He's had a little bit of an up and down career where some years are better than others, but with a pairing of Whitehead and Amos, I think that's, you know, solid. I think it's a good pairing, but beyond that, the Jets don't have a ton of depth. So while I was excited about the addition of Adrian Amos, I was happy with the assumption that Chuck Clark was still going to be in the mix, and then it'd be Chuck Clark and Amos with Whitehead for depth. So I still think the Jets need to have more depth at this position, because right now you have Tony Adams, who the Jets seem to really like a lot, but that's not a ton of experience. You have Trey Dean, who would be an undrafted free agent rookie, and Ashton Davis. And none of those 3 guys have a ton of experience and or success at the NFL level, which is something that obviously Johnson has. And to me, in a year where you're going for it and trying to be competitive, I don't want to leave my depth up to chance, right? Like the unknowns of Tony Adams and Trey Dean, and even if you want to go to linebackers like Jamie and Sherwood and Hamza Nasruddin and Zaire Barnes, like that's why I think adding a vet like Quan Alexander or another vet like Johnson at the safety position is wise, because I don't think you want to be put in a spot where you have to play young, inexperienced guys. Again, right now as starters, I like the Jets starting group, but unfortunately, it's the NFL. Guys get hurt, and the Jets were pretty lucky last year not having a ton of injuries on the defensive side of the ball. But if that regresses back to the mean a little bit, guys are going to miss time, and you want to make sure that you have, you know, enough at each position where if someone goes down, you feel comfortable with it. And again, maybe they like having the young bucks and Adams, Dean, and Ashton Davis back there, but I feel a little bit more comfortable with a veteran, and someone like Johnson, I think, is a solid player. He's, you know, played on some good Rams teams over the years, obviously, and, you know, has playoff experience. And with Cleveland, yeah, they kind of stunk the last couple of years, but it's not. I think it's a good opportunity for them to add someone who has starting experience. And at this late in the stage in free agency, it's not like he has a ton of other choices, and people seem to want either Amos or Johnson added back when, you know, it was the Chuck Clark and Whitehead combo. But now with Clark down, you fill in one to be a starter. Again, I think it's wise to bring in some more depth, but I want to hear from you. Do you want the Jets to add more at the safety position, or are you comfortable with the youngsters that they have on the roster? Thanks again for tuning in. I am Matt O'Leary. I'll catch you next time.